Hello everyone, welcome back. So in the last tutorial of this series we discussed how we can deploy to our ECS using ECR any of our applications. So today we are gonna be doing this second part of this series, which is basically automating this whole thing with GitHub Actions. This is gonna make our life way easier by making our deployments automatic and error free. So let's start with a quick recap of CI/CD. CI stands for continuous integration, which means basically that automatically testing and integrating code changes, and CD is continuous deployment, where those changes gets automatically deployed to production, and together they help us ship better software faster. Now when we talk about GitHub Actions, when we talk about CI/CD, we come across GitHub Actions, which is a great tool for automation. It's built right into GitHub and lets us define workflows in YAML files. These workflows tell GitHub what steps to run whenever something happens in our repo. For example, like when we push something in our code. So there are a few ways. Let me take you to the GitHub so that you'll understand it better. Alright, so this is our application node app, and if we there are two ways to define the GitHub workflows. First one is you can directly go over here, GitHub/workflows. This is basically the path or the directory path which our GitHub Actions use. You can mention any name, any kind of name to this, and as you can see, this is the path that GitHub from where basically the GitHub fetches our YAML files or the CI/CD files when we are using GitHub Actions. Another way to directly create these workflows are you can directly go to Actions over here, and so this is one that I had tried a while ago, so you can ignore as of now. What you can do is you will get portal similar as that, this one. This is the window you will get. You simply have to click on set up a workflow yourself and you will be redirected to same path, and by default you will get the main.yaml file. You can mention whatever YAML file name you want over here. So first things first, for node application to run, if you want your node application to run, what you can do is wait, just let me check once again. So let me go to EC2 instances, select this, and sorry if the port has changed, because if the IP has also changed, because I have redeployed our infrastructure, because if I hadn't done that it would have costed a lot more. So take care of it. When you don't need it, you are supposed to destroy your infrastructure. That way you can save more if you are into learning as of now. So first things first, we will need, I guess you have kept your access key and secret key handy. You'll need those. You'll have to go to settings tab, and there you will find secrets and variable. Under that section you'll have to go to actions and create new repository secrets. So these are required because you'll be passing your credentials so that the CI/CD can configure you through AWS and then perform the actions accordingly, all the things that you were doing manually. So I'll mention the name as AWS access key ID. This is because this is what I have used here in the CI/CD pipeline. Don't worry if this is too much, we'll go into details. So yeah, as you can see over here, I am using the I am fetching the AWS access key ID from the secrets, and the secret name is AWS access key ID. That is the reason why I've mentioned access key ID over here. So I'll simply copy my ID, like access key, and paste it over here and add secret. The secret won't be visible to you, you can only update it, but you can't see it again. So it's better if you have not copied your secrets to copy it. And similarly we'll pass the secret access key as well, and this is my secret access key. I'll copy it and I'll paste it again, and since I have added them both, now I can directly go into the CI/CD pipeline. So this is what our CI/CD looks like. Now let me give you an overview of this. So this first section, as you can see, this will be the name of this pipeline, deploy to ECS. And first thing that it's going to do is basically whenever it will always trigger the workflow to run whenever there is a push to the main branch. And why main branch? Because in this code we are using main branch. If you have dev, you can do that accordingly, or prod, you can do that accordingly. Now I am using AP South 1 because my infrastructure is deployed in AP South 1. If you are using US East 1, you will make the changes accordingly as per your availability zone, as per your region. And then comes the container name. So for container name, what you can do is you can directly go to ECS. I'm showing you everything step by step. So this will be the node app, your cluster name. Copy this. Okay, so it's node app. If you have some other name, you can keep it as that. You'll go inside it, you'll say node app service, you will copy this again, paste it over here, and then go inside it, check the task, container name is node app, copy it, go to container name, paste it over here. For the ECR, I know because I remember the name, I have kept it node app. You can go to ECR and check your ECR. Similarly over here, you'll have to check your task definition. For that, I have kept the node app task. You don't need to write the revision over here, so I can write node app task. Okay, so this is the workflow that we will be using for our application. Now let's go through it step by step. We have completed till over here. Now let's go through this one. So this is now these were the environment variables. Okay, so when this is because we have used environment variables so that we can use them anywhere in our code directly using the AWS region. For example, if you see, if we are using the container name or the repository image over here, ECR repository, we are directly using the passing the env from over here, so we don't have to write it again and again, and it is easily accessible. If we are suppose we are making changes in a repository, we won't have to make changes everywhere. We simply need to make change at one place. So env is done. Now we'll talk about jobs. Now there are multiple jobs that this will perform. As you can see, the first step is build and deploy. Once this is done, this is the this is our job's name, that is build, docker and deploy. So what this job does is basically it will fetch our credentials from the secrets, our AWS access key ID and our AWS secret access key. Then it will log into ECR based on our credentials, as we used to do AWS configure. This is the same thing that is happening, but we won't have to intervene. Now it will log into ECR, build our image, and then it will push our image to ECR. I hope that is clear. It is the same thing that we were doing in our local. We were using docker build -t, our application name dot, the path. Instead of that, it is all happening on its own. As you can see, docker build ECR repository is ECR registry, ECR repository image tag dot. So this is what is happening. Next, there will be a updation to task definition. Once the task is updated, once the task will be updated, the pipeline will automatically make the new deployment with the new revision. As of now, we have running is 18, next one will be 19, so accordingly it will make the changes. All right, so let me copy all of it. Let's test it now. I'll share this in the I'll upload this file in the directory. You don't need the Jenkins file, this is not needed as of now for this project. So I'll directly go to actions. I'll set up a workflow. I'll keep it as default, you can change it, and then I'll commit changes. Now as soon as I commit, because I have mentioned over here that on push, as you can see, on push branches main, it will automatically trigger the flow. See over here, as you can see, it has automatically started running. Now let's get into detail. It has configured AWS credentials. It has configured AWS credentials. It has taken the region and environment variables. It has logged into the ECR, and then it is working on building tag and pushing image to ECR. By the way, you can give any name to this, suppose you want to give it something else like logging into ECR or working my way through ECR. Similarly for this is, I know this doesn't make any sense, but I have kept it as that, so you can make changes accordingly. So as you can see, now it is pushing the latest Docker image to the ECR repository. Let's wait for it to finish. Okay, so this is done, and now it is deploying to Amazon ECS. Alright, so let us take a look on it as well. So as I guess you remember, the last task definition that was running was 18, but now as you can see over here, this will shortly start training, and this will be in the completed process. Now this is primary, this is active, and new task definition is starting to create. So let's try our application. As of now, it won't be reachable because the updations are going on. So let's wait for it to finish. Okay, so as you can see, one running, one desired, though it's too soon, but I guess we will be able to view the application. Let's check. Yeah, so as you can see, we were able to check it. Now if we want to make some changes, let us see if let us wait for the pipeline to complete, then we will check it once again. I will show you something else. I am pausing it for now. Okay, so as you can see, the deployment was successful, and once the deployment was completed, it goes on to do post job cleanup and other stuff. So, and if you get a tick mark, that means the deployment was successful. And if we go over here, the old revision is deleted and the only new revision is over here with the revision number 19. Okay, now let's see, this is this says that it is using Jenkins. Now let's try something else. We'll make changes in our code and see if the new changes are reflected or not. So what I'll do is I'll basically go to my source code and index.js. Okay, so app.js, sorry, yeah. So here what I'll do is using GitHub Actions. Okay, so this is a small change that we have made to our code, and you can see as soon as I push the changes to the GitHub, it automatically triggers it. You see, I don't have to do anything now. Now the developer can simply code and push the code, and as soon as the code is pushed, everything will happen automatically. See, this has started. It will fetch the, it will create the new Docker image, it will build the new image, and then it will push the code to ECR. We will wait for the changes. As of now it is using Jenkins, but once the task definition is updated, we should be able to see using GitHub Actions. So let's wait for it to finish. So as you can see, these are all those things that we were doing manually. At first we used to do the AWS configure, then we would pass the credentials. Once that was done, then we would next step would be to push the Docker images to the ECR, and then we will fetch the image from the ECR using the new task definition. Then once the new definition was made, then we will use the new task definition and update the service, and then we would look at the application and see if it has taken the new changes or not. But now we can do all those things automatically. Let me check. So yeah, now number 20, task revision number 20 is taken automatically. Let's wait for it to finish, or maybe start running. When it shows one running, then we can check, because right now it won't be visible. Yeah, okay, so one is running now. Let's wait for a few more seconds. It should run automatically. Okay, so you can see the new changes were reflected. Now we have mentioned, so the pipeline actually takes time, because we have mentioned wait for service stability true. So it waits for service to be stable. That means, what I mean by that is, basically it waits for this 19th revision to first stop and then drain, and once that is drained, then this current pipeline current deployment that we are running will go to completed state. Okay, so we can wait for it, otherwise, okay, we can wait for it and see how it goes. as you can see, the status has gone to draining state. Now this draining state, as in this all those configurations are being drained and the revision is being destroyed. It is being removed from the service. Let's wait for it to finish. So now the revision has gone and our pipeline is successful. So few things to keep in mind is that what we can do is, I'll share some best practices. We should always use the separate environments for development, staging and production in order to minimize the risks, and we should automate our tests to catch issues in the early stages, and most importantly, maintain security best practices such as rotating your AWS credentials regularly. Alright, so this is all from my end for this one. Hope you liked the tutorial. If you did, please subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.